It's New Nick Music Day. It's April 14th, 2023, and we had a new EP drop today, Songs from the Shelf 2. And this is the last track from that EP called Shades of Grey. Piano tune. Usually for piano tunes, we want to use our fingers, but for this one, you'll want your pick. And the solo in this song is done on the Paul Reed Smith. I'm going to just do it on the acoustic, so I won't be able to get some of the articulations, but I figured if you're going to play this song, you're going to do it on the acoustic, so I'll just show you how to do the acoustic solo, right? Chord chart tab, everything is below. So yeah, I hope you like it. Let's get going. Alright, so we're starting off with a D chord, and it's a sus4 to a D, just regular D. But those are the notes you're hearing there. You could also do like a... That's all it is. There's no sus2 in that. It's just a D and a D sus4. Okay, so let's scoot back a little bit here and move into the verse. The verse has got a lot of chords. It's going to be a long verse, and then I'll come back through, break it down for you. So we move through two keys here. We're starting off in more or less in G, and then we shift to F. So the chords are all up on the screen for you. So we start off on that D as before. And then we go to, I'll just play through it here without the backing music. Okay, so yeah, I don't really know what I can tell you. It's all up on the screen here. So we start off with a C, and we walk it down to the A minor. Now you could go C, G over B here, like that. You could also do a C add 9, and walk it down that way. The chord he's playing is a C, but a C add 9 always is good on the acoustic, so that would work. And it gives you a nicer transition to that A minor. But if you want to play it like the record, you play a C, just the note B here, down to the A minor, D sus2 to E minor 7, and then a one note walk up from F sharp to G, right? Good, on the word good, that's when the key change to F happens. We go to a B flat, which is the 4 chord in F. So there we have a little funky thing happening. So so we have a B flat, a C, and then you hit the G note once, then you go to an F over A chord. So it's an F chord, but the open A on the bottom. Usually we play that chord like this. I've talked about this a million times on the channel. And that sounds closer to the voicing that he's using, but that also pretty much is the same thing. So you have to get B flat, C, one note on the G, F over A, and then you hit the G again and go to A minor. So it's a little tricky. So you get... Sometimes it's good. D minor to C to B flat to F to G, E minor 7 to G, and repeat. Sometimes it's hard despite the what is he? Bad guy. So he does this 3 times. There's 3 verses before there's a chorus. So we have to be very careful though, because he changes it up right before the chorus. Okay, so there's 3 choruses. The 3rd chorus begins with "Sometimes a Fool." Let's find that. Okay, so before we go to the verse, before we go to the chorus, he ends the verse, instead of going from G to E minor 7 back to G, he goes G, C, B flat, A flat. So you get, never what I know is neither friend or foe, could be both, I guess. And that takes us into the chorus. So a B flat to an A flat. All right, let's listen to that one more time. It's a very quick move. You could do a yeah, that's the way to go. Just do it like that. You could just do a B flat note. That would work. Another way you could get around this to make it faster would be to do neither friend nor foe, it could be both, I guess, and go so play the C as a bar like that, and then just, that might be easier for you, but right, so let me just show you that one more time. That's kind of tricky. This is a tricky song. That takes us into the chorus. Now the chorus is really tricky. Couple of hard chords in here, but you'll have no problem with if you practice. And we again change keys here. We go to E flat here to start, and that sort of modulates around a little bit. And the analysis part, I don't want to get too much into it. Yeah, so let's go into the chorus, and I'm going to scooch back a little bit here, and then we'll just go ahead and do this chorus. So a lot of chords here. So out of that verse, as we said, we end on that part where it goes, think people, I guess, shades of gray. Something like that. I lost the melody there, but those are the chords. Okay, so so out of that, B flat to A flat, shades of gray. That's an E flat, and then we go to a B flat over D. Okay, so that's the kind of hard chord here. It's a hard chord to make though, so it's just a B flat triad, but you have to play it with those 3 fingers, and that's what makes it hard, right? It's just a B flat. Take that chord, B flat bar chord. There's your triad sitting right in the middle there, right? And then you play the D note on top of that. But you don't really want to get that high note in there. Okay. It's a hard one to do, so that might be a deal breaker for some of you, but practice it. It'll make you a better player, or just go and do it there, okay? The next chord is an E flat over G. All right, that's the one we've talked about a trillion times before. So to an A flat. Okay, so E flat over D, E flat over G, and A flat. Repeating, shades of gray. Same chords again, first 2. Then C minor, to paint your night. That's the part where he says to paint your night. For you to paint your night. And here we have you can really hear this next chord as an outside chord. Shades of gray. So we have a really quick key change to B major. Shades of gray. Or you could look at it as a key change to G flat or F sharp. Either way, it doesn't really fucking matter. Shades of gray. So there, B major, F sharp major to a C sharp over F. Okay, so this is another hard chord to do. This was in the Wide Boy tutorial I did, if you remember that. So this is just the C chord moved up half a step, but you need to bar it there. So you have to make a C chord with those fingers, and that's what's hard about it, and put it right here. Right. So shades of gray, shades of gray. Right. So it's a weird change there. Very, very Nick. Angel night, shades of gray, to paint your day. And that part there that took me a long time to figure out this next chord, because I wasn't really sure what he was doing. I'm still not sure it's 100% right. But after that F sharp, that C sharp over F, to paint your day. But that part, I'm not sure what the melody is there. I'll have to hear it again. But it's a B flat with an F in the bass. And then you go to a B flat 7. That was a hard one to figure out. I'm not a piano player, right? So I wish I was. So I'm not so sure about those 2 chords there. B flat over F on the bottom with a B flat 7 chord underneath it. Okay, and then we go to an E flat. Nothing's black and white. And then it ends with which is just a C sharp, G sharp, C, F. All right. So let's listen to through some of this and pick out the pieces that are worth talking about. All right. There's that B flat over D. Again. C minor here. Now listen to this part. Paint your day. E flat. Stay on E flat. And then back to the verse, okay? So the only thing I can tell you here is just follow the chord chart below, practice, practice, practice. So I'm pretty sure that's spot on, but again, I'm not really good at figuring out songs. So if I have a wrong chord in there, the B flat over F is the one I'm not 100% sure about, but I think that's it. The melody he's playing is that melody, the vocal melody there, and that fits over those 2 chords. So that's our chorus, and that chorus is the same every time except for the end, which we'll get to shortly. So after then, we have a 4th verse, right? Because we had 3 verses, then a chorus, then we have a 4th verse coming up, which is exactly the same as before. So
The other side.
every life I touch. And there's a guitar solo here. Okay, so after the second verse, we go into a guitar solo. So I'm gonna see if I can bust this out for you guys really quick here. Alright, so really nice solo, follows the chords nicely as always. It's real simple, tab is below. Again, I'm taking a lot of the articulations out from the electric. I can't get the cool whammy stuff in there. And again, I'm doing this, I think, just as a, I think you'll probably prefer it this way. So if anybody wants the electric solo, let me know. So it's real simple. I messed up a note in there, but that's kind of the idea. Yeah, and then we're on to, let's see here, we're on to the last part of the song. I think we come out of this into a chorus. Let's take a listen. Yeah, back into a chorus. Okay, so we'll go into the last verse. We'll play through it, and you got to listen to the end, because at the end he repeats a little part of it, and then we have some deviations, and then we end right where we started on a D. So let's go and find that, and let's play through it here.
Sometimes it's right to do it all for me. Sometimes it's good to look right back. And every now and then I think I'm saying that's right. I must be back.
Listen. All right, what a song. So the third verse, he plays through like a regular verse, but he adds a part at the end. So at the very end, when you have the must be my-, so instead of going into repeating the verse, he goes back to the A minor part. All right, so let's see if we can find that. Okay, scoot forward a little bit. Here, listen. I must be mad. So listen, he repeats the A minor part. A flat, up to B flat, up to E flat. Okay, we end on the B flat to E flat, to C minor, to F, and on a D. Probably better to play end on a D right there. So very, very beautiful, beautiful ending. So the only thing I know is nothing, no, I'm not so sure about that. Slide up from F to G, F to E flat. I'm not so sure about that. And there we have the end. Beautiful song. Happy New Nik Music Day. It's always a treat when we get new music from him. So there we have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.